Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Also, I think that's a great idea. Like, why can adults do bouncy castles? Can we have them at parties?
That's such a millennial comment. Like, we're like, hey, kids like this. Would we like it too, gang? Hey, I think we would. Let's... We're needlessly bougie in the most hilarious ways. I think millennials are going to make adult bouncy castles a thing.
I think I would like one at our next, like, in the summer.
Oh my god, I thought you were going to say our wedding. I was really... No. No, we can't do that.
No.
You want one next summer?
Well, like, or whenever, like, is available.
At any point when there's a bouncy castle available, Sarah would like one, please.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. I loved them growing up.
Welcome to the Rom-Com Rewind Podcast.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Devin.
And like you, I love rewatching movies over and over again.
And if you're here, you probably love romantic comedies. We do too.
So this is a show where we rewatch rom-coms, break them down a bit for you, maybe take a peek behind the curtain, dig beneath the surface, and decide, does it still hold up?
Today we have
Four Christmases.
I'm unofficially calling this the holiday romantic comedy you have probably been underrating your entire life.
Agreed.
This is a sneaky good movie.
It is. The jokes continue throughout the entire thing. I love it.
So it's from 2008, directed by Seth Gordon. He also did Horrible Bosses, Identity Thief, and the Baywatch remake.
Identity Theft?
Maybe. It's the one with Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy.
Identity Theft.
Okay. He's got some pedigree. This movie is the story of Brad, played by Vince Vaughn, and Kate, played by Reese Witherspoon. These two are, say, fairly well-off couple in San Francisco, but they don't want kids. They are a pair of dinks, and Sarah will explain what dinks are in a moment. But they also have unique family dynamics with their parents that neither of them really love these scenarios, which is probably why they have a lot of anxiety around having kids. These two also both lie to their families and travel on vacation over Christmas. They don't visit their families because they don't want to deal with their families.
Hey, Dad.
Mom, hey.
Listen, Mom, I got bad news. We're not going to be able to make it tomorrow.
It's me.
No one was more upset than we were last year that she
I
got to do. I have
We're not
to
going to
deal with
make
the
it tomorrow for
situation.
Christmas.
Every year, Brad and Kate spend the holidays avoiding their families.
No flights are coming in and no flights are going out.
And this particular year, they're going to Fiji, but when San Francisco Airport gets fogged out on the day they are flying, a news network happens to be there at the airport asking people how their holiday travel plans have been ruined, and Kate and Brad end up on TV. Their families realize, hey, you're on national TV. We realize now your flight's not going out, so you guys have to be in town. You literally have no excuse.
We just got to get through these 4 Christmases as quickly and as painlessly as possible.
Merry Christmas, Mom. Hey, Dad.
Good to see you, Mom. Merry Christmas, Dad.
And of course, both of their parents are divorced, so they now have to attend 4 different Christmas gatherings, things they have been avoiding for years. And as you can imagine, bedlam ensues. What are your thoughts on this movie?
I love watching this movie every year. I think it's always on every year. So I watch it and it makes me belly laugh and the jokes are just so good. They're like sneaky funny, like you were saying. I love a good Vince Vaughn movie and I love Reese Witherspoon. So the two of them together are gold in my opinion.
I think this movie has aged really, really well, though.
For the most part, yeah, I think.
Well, I would say the special thing about this movie is that it's only, in my opinion, become more relevant and more relatable. Because this came out in 2008, and it's a story of 2 established adults who don't want kids, and they also both come from divorced families. That sounds like something someone would write today. So many of my friends, their parents are split. My parents are split. Heck, my sister's...
My parents are split.
Yeah, my sister's wedding a few years ago, there were 3 dads on the bride's side. Don't ask me to explain it. It's very confusing.
It's like Mamma Mia, but we knew who the dad was.
Yeah, we didn't know who the dad was. But like, so the idea of people having to go to multiple different Christmas gatherings just to appease all of these different family members with this really complicated structure of like, oh, those are my parents, but they divorced, and now she's dating so-and-so, so I guess that's my dad, but I don't really... I guess they're dating. Are my parents dating people now? It's all very complicated, and I feel like it's only become more like that now that us millennials are getting into our 30s. Now in 2020, it's much more relatable than it was in 2008, I think.
It is them going to these 4 Christmases, but it's really not about the parents. It's about them realizing that they don't actually even really know each other.
Well, it's interesting.
It's amazing.
If like you don't bring in any outside factors into your relationship, I'm only going to tell you the things that I want you to know about myself. So then when people from your childhood are like, oh my God, you used to be Cootie K. Like, well, obviously I wouldn't share that with my significant other, but yes, I was. And that's a very sore moment in my life.
So I didn't realize that Tim McGraw was in this movie.
Oh my God, Dallas is one of my honorable mentions.
I had no idea he was in this movie.
So, and also the fact that Denver is also Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you are watching The Mandalorian right now, but Sarah did like a triple take when we were watching an episode of The Mandalorian, and it goes to the end credits, and Jon Favreau's name comes up. I'm like, hey, that's Denver from 4 Christmases. She's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, yeah, that's the same guy. He also directed Elf, and then her brain exploded. Yeah.
Yes. It was very mind-boggling.
Yeah, and that other guy is Tim McGraw. It's a strange movie, isn't it?
Actually, it's quite a star-studded cast. I'll talk about it later in the quick facts. But yeah, it's there's some big stars in here. Okay, so a big question that I had while watching this movie, because I love Vince Vaughn. I loved his movies. Obviously, they're mostly comedies or rom-coms. But where is Vince Vaughn now?
I like to think he went out on top. Like a lot of these actors kind of do the Adam Sandler or the Will Ferrell, where they make really, really good movies.
And then they keep going.
And then they stop being funny, and for 10 years after that moment, they still make the same movie.
It's the same kind of
like,
humor.
Dude,
and it's,
I don't... Yeah, no, this was really 2008 funny. But I maybe that happened to Vince Vaughn, where he's like, you know what? I had my 10 years. Now I'm just going to stop doing funny movies.
Well, and it's funny that you say that, because it was actually... 10 years, approximately 10 years.
Yeah, I know. Everybody has a 10-year window in
between 2000 and 2010, he was killing it. He had Wedding Crashers, The Breakup, Anchorman, Couples Retreat, Fred Claus, The Dilemma, and this movie.
That's a perfect line.
Right?
Movies. Just go out on top. Finish now.
He had a few more. Like, this was just kind of... But, so now he is busy acting and producing. So he doesn't act a ton anymore, but he mostly does producing. He has Queen Pins, so it's filming now and it'll be out in 2021. It's about stay-at-home moms who do this big scam with coupons. I don't know what he plays, but yeah.
So what is he gonna play in that scenario?
I'm not sure.
They scam coupons? I'm so confused.
It's like this big, like, massive plan. I don't know. I just kind of read a few lines of it.
That sounds like a Vince Vaughn movie, though.
It
like,
does.
I don't totally get it, but it sounds like something he'd be into.
Yeah. Also, instead of kingpins, it's queen pins. Get it?
Ha ha ha.
Okay, so the opening scene, when they're out at a bar, they meet, air quotes, at said bar and proceed to go to the bathroom to get it on, which is really gross.
You're totally downplaying this.
Okay.
Kent.
Oh my
up to
God.
Daphne.
Okay.
He's kind of nervous and sort of thoughtful, and she calls him out for basically being a... So she leaves, and then he pulls the whole, like, don't you walk away from me, B-word.
Talking to you.
To yell that in the middle of a crowded bar.
Yeah.
Did you call me?
I didn't stutter. Well, you sure can talk the talk, you crazy.
That's 2008 vibes right there.
So that's what I was going to say. That's something that did not age well.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if somebody said that now, everyone in a room would turn around and be
Some
like,
guy would probably punch him in the
just
face. Yeah.
said that?
Yeah. Some guy would blindside block you. Yeah.
Big time.
They have a quickie in the washroom.
Yes, gross. Public bathrooms.
Hey, Kent and Daphne.
Maybe this is
wild shit.
Yeah, maybe this is 30-year-old me, but
30-year-old Sarah would not. Wait. Then I've got a question. Would 20-year-old Sarah
I don't
have
know.
sex in Hawaii? 30-year-old me? Absolutely not. 20-year-old me? Hey.
Well, I
who
still
knows?
don't think I would, but
There was some hesitation, and hesitation means that means maybe. But we're going to put you down as a
I'd
hard maybe for
consider it.
bathroom sex.
gross. So gross.
So he takes her home, and then we realize that they were role-playing the whole thing.
Right.
They were already a couple. Kent was a made-up guy.
Keeping the spark alive.
They just wanted to keep a little fire in that relationship. And I love that intro because it's the first thing we see of both of them. And the rom-com genre, I think we can agree, we love it. Some aspects of it are a little bit played out. The classic meet cute, it's been done so many times. How can you flip that on its head? I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I love that way.
Because you know what? In some rom-com movies, they start off the movie with how they met, right? It really does set the stage for this movie right off the top that this is, in fact, not a PG movie. It's a little bit more. It's a little spicy.
Hey,
So earlier in the intro, you were talking about dinks. So
tell us all about the dinks.
yes, so they live like typical dinks. Dinks stands for dual income, no kids. They go out to restaurants or bars during weeknights. They take dance lessons just because. They go to parties and galas, and they jet off to tropical places instead of holiday family gatherings because they're dinks. Dual income, no kids.
This is also...
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
a reason why I think this movie has gotten more relatable, because in 2008, we didn't know that they were dinks. Now, because all of us millennials are like, meh, yeah, I guess we're at that age where we should have a family, but we're just not going to do it. We now have a word for what they are. They are dinks.
Yeah.
They are dual income, no kids.
I remember I was, I think it was a few years in my job, and I remember somebody saying, "Oh, well, you're just a bunch of dinks," and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, that's rude," and they're like,
That does
"No,
sound really mean.
dual income, no kids," and I was like, "Oh,
Still, though, it sounds mean.
that makes so much sense." I said, "Yeah, I am. I guess I am a dink right now."
Yeah. So they go to Fiji for Christmas. They lie to their families about that. They claim they're doing charity work, like building houses in third world countries,
Vaccinating children.
teaching English as a second language in Puerto Rico, helping Chinese kids catch lobsters. Which, this is a game changer. And some of you wouldn't be able to cut it. And I think Sarah would be in this side of things where, would you ever lie to your family at Christmas time if it meant you could fly to Fiji easily?
I would like to think that I could,
No, you couldn't. Stop
but
it.
I'm not a good liar.
You're saying that you would lie to your mother to go to Fiji at Christmas.
Is it free? Is it a free trip?
No, but it's a discounted trip because who's flying to Fiji for Christmas?
I might on the DL tell her that we're going.
So you're not going
and
to
then
lie
she'll
to her.
let me-
That's a no then.
and then she'll be like, "Oh yeah, you guys go."
So I think there are two people fall into two categories. There are the people who are okay with lying to their family for this kind of stuff, which is me, and the people who are absolutely not, and that's Sarah.
I try. Well, it's not like I try really
try to
hard.
lie to your
Yeah,
family?
no, I don't. But I'm just not good at lying in general.
I relate so much to Kate and Brad in this movie because it's like, oh man, is it easier to lie to them and just not deal with it? Yes. The answer is yes.
What if they asked you for certificates of, the children that you've caught lobsters with? Like,
What? My family are police officers. They're not going to ask me for a
well,
certificate.
I don't know.
What?
All the charity and philanthropy work that you do,
I could get somebody on Reddit to Photoshop me in Puerto Rico. Was it vaccinating children? That's somewhere you vaccinate.
in Burma.
Burma, excuse me. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There are also two types of travelers in this world.
I don't know where this
These
is going.
people are both Sarah travelers.
Oh, no.
Maybe
Oh, wait,
you're
what do you
also
mean?
a Sarah traveler. We're going to find out right now. Because Brad and Kate, so before they go to Fiji the night before, they have booked, what? A couple's massage.
Yes.
They have also booked scuba tours scheduled before they leave, of which they've already scuba dived before. They've checked in for their flight the night before, having traveled abroad with Sarah multiple times. You are making decisions on tours 4 to 5 months in advance, minimum.
Yeah, you're not very helpful when planning trips, though.
Yeah, because I'm not one of these people. You're either a Sarah or you're a Devin when planning for trips. These people are Sarahs.
They
Like,
are.
oh, what kind of tours should we go on? Oh, I got them all booked. Don't even worry. I already checked in the flight.
Well, I think it's more like what are like key things that you want to do or see, and then you make sure that those happen, because otherwise like they might not happen and you're just like wandering around doing nothing. You could have done super cool things.
You present it in a very calm way, but really, you're adamant about this. This is a non-compromising zone. You sounded really sweet there, and I'm sure the audience is like, wow, Sarah's got a point. No. Psychopath when it comes to traveling.
Like a psychopath? What do you mean? Like that I'm organized?
I mean, a little
That
bit,
I'm
yeah.
organized. That does not make me a
I guess
psychopath.
I'm organized then, Devin.
Organization is sometimes a really good thing. It doesn't make me a psychopath.
You sounded a little bit like a psychopath saying organization is a very good thing sometimes.
So yeah, their trip to Fiji is delayed because of the fog. They told their families that they're going to vaccinate children in Burma. However, they're filmed at the airport line having their flight canceled for the day. Of course, their parents are all watching the news. They're busted. Their parents start calling them, asking if they're now going to be coming for Christmas for the day. So this is where the 4 Christmases come in. They have to go to each of their divorced parents' houses in one day before they take off for their flights to Fiji the following day once the fog clears. Have you ever told your parents one thing and then did another? I definitely feel like you have.
Oh, absolutely. Did we not just talk about lying to your parents? I'm totally... You know what? I don't think my mom listens to this. I'm totally okay with lying to my parents. White lies. Like, they're not going to be hurt if, you know...
Yeah, you know what, though? I feel like I've told my parents, like, yeah, I'm doing this. And they're like, okay. Like, I've never had to, like, lie to them and then do something different.
Listen to you.
Is that-
What a blessed child.
Oh,
I've
my
never had
God.
to lie to my parents before. I lie to my parents all the time. I did, and I still would, yeah. That's because your mom's so chill, though.
Yeah, she
Like,
is.
she would literally, yeah. You guys did a lot of stuff as kids that even now... I'm like, whoa, we're not going to let our kid do that. And you're like, why not? I'm like, your mom is very, very liberal, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think I ever really had to, like, be like, oh, yeah, I'm doing this, and then go and do
You
this.
just tell your mom and she doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lied all the time.
Yeah, I know. I have a very strong feeling that you did.
You know what? This is back to the 2 types of people. There were people who their parents were super chill, so they never had to lie, and thus they never learned to lie. I had to lie all the time.
God, I'm at a disadvantage.
And because of that, I'm really good at lying.
Oh my God.
Lying to my parents strengthened me.
So you're definitely at an advantage then.
Well, morally, you're on much higher ground than I am because clearly I'm lying all the time. So you probably leave a better life. But, you know, morally ambiguous Devin over here, I don't know. I'm going to get by.
So basically, like I said, it's them finding out a whole bunch of shit that they didn't know about each other before during these 4 Christmases.
Yeah, because they got to go to all 4 of the parents because everybody's divorced.
Yeah, so I'm going to go through the stops, the 4
stop by
stops.
stop.
So the first stop is Brad's dad's house, which we soon find out that his name is not Brad, it's Orlando, which is where he was conceived.
Yeah, because there was Denver and Dallas are the 2 other brothers.
Yes, where they were conceived in the cities. They also like work out his names, Orlando, Denver, Dallas.
I love Denver's wife. What's her name? Susan?
Susan.
Okay. Killed me when it happened.
Me too.
Because I have seen people tweet this where they don't know how to spell hors d'oeuvres. So they just spell it in the most absurd way. And she, like, vocalized it how they would have spelled it. So when we first see Susan, she walks out. She goes, "Merry Christmas, one and all. Hors d'oeuvres, anyone?" And she has these crackers with like spray cheese sprayed on top of them.
I love it so much. Oh my God. And I think I rewound that and watched it over again because it was that good.
I watched it quite a few times that scene. There are multiple scenes that I watched many times.
It is just so good.
Like, how did this movie get flack on Rotten Tomatoes?
I don't know. Maybe they need to re-review it.
Re-review your movies. We'll help you out. We're going to have a rating at the end of this. Just use that.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't even need to rewatch it. We're doing it for you.
So a few things to note at this first stop. There were a ton of funny moments during the scenes. His brothers are insane, and they're both cage fighters.
Ow! Welcome to the Octagon, son! Ow! Ow! Don't! Ow! Stop it, please! Take it! Ow! What's happening?
There's a whole bunch of taxidermy in the house. Creepy. There was a $10 spending limit on gifts under the tree, which Brad didn't get the memo and bought his nephew an Xbox along with telling him that Santa didn't exist.
Ooh, yeah, that was
that went over well.
That was tough. This one I actually related to most. I grew up part of my life on a farm. And the vibe, I mean, it wasn't like cage match chic is what I'm going to call those two brothers, but it was definitely kind of like this. Like, I could imagine looking under the tree and being like, "Hey, what's this?" And it's like, "It's a Duralex flashlight." Oh, thanks for such a practical gift for a 10-year-old. Thank you so much for that. As well, during this, we have the best moment where Brad and his brothers are trying to set up the satellite dish.
Oh my
for the
God,
dad.
yes.
Hasn't everyone had this moment with a parent?
How about now? Is it better now?
No, it's worse. It's still crappy.
How about now?
Worse. It's worse. Take the damn thing down. I can do better with my rabbit ears, all right? I love my rabbit ears.
Can you tell me hot or cold?
What?
Hot or cold?
Hot or cold what? Hot or cold? What the hell does that mean, hot or cold?
Like I tried to sort out my dad's bank account app on his new phone very recently, and the conversation went kind of like such. Like, "What's the email address, Dad?" And he says, "Well, it's this." And I say, "Well, it says that's not that. What else would it be?" And he's like, "I don't know." And then we eventually get the email, and then I say, "Okay, what's the password?" And he says, "Blank." And I say, "Well, it needs a special character." And he's like, "What's a damn special character?" I'm like, "It's an exclamation mark, or maybe a question mark." He says, no, my password doesn't have one of those. Well, if you created it before, you would have had to use a special character for this password. Those moments happen all the time.
They do, and you know
they
what?
happen with you as well.
100%, because I actually bought my mom for Christmas last year a little booklet that says passwords. It is specifically for her passwords. It's for computer passwords. It's for like everything under some bank account password. It's for everything, because she forgets, and she'll text my brother and I and be like, "Hey, what's the password for this?" I'm like, "I don't know. You created it.
Right.
Like, I have no idea what your Netflix password is, Mom. Like, I have no idea." She's like, "Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to reset it. How do I do that?" And I'm like,
She's learning.
Yeah.
My dad is not learning.
Yeah. I was present for that.
Yeah. That exchange. It genuinely took like hours, and we still didn't get it fixed.
It did take hours. It really, really did. So the youngest nephew is a streaker. When he becomes emotionally when he can't express his emotions.
Susan says something like when he can't handle his head feelings, he takes off his clothes or something.
And runs around. So, I mean, this could be a problem when he's older. For a 7-year-old, sure, fine. But, for somebody who's 25 running down streaking, it might be an issue.
Yeah.
The second stop is Kate's mom's house. So, highlights of this adventure.
Oh.
Before they go into the house, Kate says to Brad, "It's like a den of cougars," which...
Yeah, it is.
Sure enough, Graham and the aunties are all over him. They're looking him up and down. I think one actually tried to take off his belt when he entered.
Graham tried to.
Oh, Graham did. Graham. Well, what are you doing, little lady?
There's one thing that will always make me laugh, without fail. And it's aggressively sexually active old female characters.
Oh my God.
Gets me every time. And the more inappropriate, the better. Oh my God, Graham from Wedding Crashers, another Vince Vaughn movie.
Yes, or
Great.
Graham from the movie Maid of Honor when she has the thunder beads around her neck.
Yes, I love them. So there's a moment. Do you want to tee it up where they're talking about their gifts or whatever?
Yeah, I will. So her mother has a new boyfriend, and that's Pastor Phil. And now she's quite religious. I don't think she was previously to this new boyfriend. Kate's nickname growing up was Cutie Kate because everyone thought she had cooties. Instead of gifts this year, they're doing a verbal gift giving because Pastor Phil wants that.
Yeah.
Graham is quite the minx when she gives her verbal gift giving.
She says, and I quote,
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I could increase the frequency of which of which I pleasure Mill. Is his name Mill? I didn't get it. She kind of slurs it like Mill. With my hand and with my mouth. Oh, Graham. Here we go. And then it's funny because then they're like, okay, Brad, would you like to? And he's like, oh,
I'm going after her.
I'm going to follow Graham in the hand and mouth comments. Okay.
And it was normal. Like,
Nobody
yep, okay,
acknowledged it.
moving
Fair
on.
enough. They always get me, those characters. I love
Oh
it.
my God. Yeah, they like sneak in there, you know? Like the jokes are just so well positioned.
Yeah.
Kate's mom brought out the family picture albums, and Brad found out that Kate had gone to fat camp, that she only had one real friend growing up named Joe, and that she really hates the bouncy house and is the source of great childhood trauma.
Man, the bouncy house. First of all, I guess the having a character who was more overweight when they were younger, not quite as funny in 2020.
True.
Yeah, but the bouncy castle thing, love that scene.
Also, I think that's a great idea. Like, can adults do bouncy castles? Can we have them at parties?
That's such a millennial comment. Like, we're like, hey, kids like this. Would we like it too, gang? Hey, I think we would. Let's... We're needlessly bougie in the most hilarious ways. I think millennials are going to make adult bouncy castles a thing.
I think I would like one at our next, like, in the summer.
Oh my God, I thought you were going to say our wedding. I was really... No, we can't do that.
No.
You want one next summer?
Well, like, or whenever, like, is available.
At any point when there's a bouncy castle available, Sarah would like one, please.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. Okay, I loved them growing up. I'm just saying.
So you probably love them now.
Yeah, so basically she has this, like, she gets trampled again, brings back all the memories, has a horrible experience once again. So the next stop is Brad's hippie mom. As they're heading there, though, you can start to tell that their relationship is on thin ice. They found out a lot about each other today that they didn't know before. Also, to note, at Kate's mom's house, she took a pregnancy test, which is why she ended up having that whole traumatic experience in the jump because her niece stole the test and was in the bouncy castle jumping around.
Yeah, throughout this day, we see a lot of fun things through Kate's lens, which is... like she holds Susan's child. She's asking a lot of questions about Susan's baby. She takes a pregnancy test. It's very clear, okay, like maybe Kate wants to dabble with kids, even though they agreed.
Well, I don't think kids is a dabble. I think you have children.
I think Brad would say dabble with kids,
I don't think you get to dabble and give them back. Like, they're usually yours to keep.
My toe in. If I don't really like it, hey, we can always step away, right?
Oh my God,
this isn't a forever thing, is it?
Yeah. She's ready for the next step potentially in her life.
Yes, Brad, probably not. Well, he's getting there. He will get there by the end of the movie.
Yes. So they get to Paula's house, Brad's mom's house. You'd think she was pretty normal. You know, it's pretty normal off the bat. Like, there's a lot of normalcy happening. Yeah. And then you find out that she is having a hot sex life with Brad's former best friend, Daryl.
Daryl, yeah, that's weird.
Was that a weird description? Sorry.
What did you say again?
A hot sex life.
Yeah, that is weird when you're talking about somebody's mom and then their best friend.
Well,
having
it is
sex.
a weird situation. So valid. So Denver and his family end up coming over as well, and they all play board games that Kate got them for Christmas. Yeah, which is just as chaotic as you think it would be, except for the fact that Denver and Susan are super good at the game.
They crush at this game, and I think it's so funny.
Like couple goals.
So the game is like, there's a word, and you need to get the other person to say that word without also saying these other words. And it's funny because like all of their things are wrong. Like Susan will be the capital of China, and he'd be like Hong Kong. She's like, yes.
I helped you come up with this when you were drunk and you came home from the bar last Thursday.
Alibi.
Yes. All right. The thing I'm not allowed to wear to Supercross.
Miniskirt.
Yes. Me and you dry humping on the beach.
A screensaver.
Yes, baby. This game is so easy.
What's on your bedside table? Socks. Yes.
Oh my God, you do that really well.
Oh, do I do a good Susan?
Yes, you do.
So,
like too well.
I'm a confident Southern pregnant mother is my alter ego. Is that what you're saying?
Do you have that one person in your family who's really good at board games? I feel like it's your mom, but I think it's because she cheats. Like,
you know
she
what?
does
Lying
win.
And cheating is a weird theme this episode. And I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like early on I teed up that I lie a lot. I'm not a bad person. Like, I don't lie when it means something.
Are you feeling bad about it?
I'm feeling a little bit bad about it. But like, in our household, we're not going to cheat, obviously. But if we're playing cards and you happen to give me an opening to see your cards...
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm going to look at your cards. You better believe it.
Yes, and you have done that. We were on a train once, and I remember we were playing, I think, Go Fish, or we were playing Crazy 8 Countdown, and we were on the train, and I was sitting back toward the...
you were window seat, and I was aisle seat, and you, because you were afraid of me cheating, you had your entire body moved towards me, and in the reflection of the mirror, especially if we would go through a tunnel... I could clear as day see your cards.
Yeah.
I saw every single one of them.
Yeah, and you kept winning, and I couldn't understand it. And then all of a sudden, I can't remember, I might have shifted or something, and I realized that you could see it in the window. Oh my God, you're such a cheater.
Yeah, like
I guess so. I guess you got it from your mom because she cheats in cards.
Well, my mom was one of 12 siblings, and she was the youngest of 12, so I think she had to cheat against her older brothers and sisters to win anything. And yeah, that passed down to me.
I
where,
guess
like,
so.
Like, don't be unsportsmanlike about it. But like, if I can get a call to go my way, yeah, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
So growing up, I thought my brother was I think my brother's pretty good at board games, but I also think I'm just really bad at them.
You know what? You're funny because you're very competitive and you're very fair.
Yes.
It's wild that you and I have this relationship because you're very fair and I am very ambiguous about the rules.
Yes, this is very true.
It's a wonder we don't play more board games with each other because clearly that would end well.
Yeah. So they leave there and they're headed to Kate's dad's house, which is like I don't even have notes for this because it's so normal. Like Kate's mom and Kate's dad are there at Kate's dad's house. They're just having a family gathering because they've come together for their grandkid, which is super cute. It's pretty normal.
But I think this movie, we needed to see this. Especially Kate needed to see this moment of like, oh, wow, mom and dad are working out. And her sister's like, yeah, it's been like that for years, actually.
And you just haven't been around.
Yeah. So it's kind of, I think they both separately needed those moments of...
clarity.
When Brad goes back to his dad...
Mm-hmm.
And he reveals, like Kate wanted to take it to the next level. And I said no. And his dad says something like, hey, like, turns out you're not happy anyways. Yeah. And he's like, come on in. Let's take an assessment of the damages you have caused. And Brad's realizing, oh my God, I don't want to end up like this cranky old man, and Kate's realizing, hey, relationships don't always end bad, even if they divorce.
Yeah.
Like this baby especially is bringing
Brought everyone together. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool.
So that, it was remarkably boring, but you kind of needed it.
That's a good way to look at it. I didn't look at it that way. Basically Kate tells him that she did a prego test and that she kind of was thinking about having kids, and he's like, no, that's not for me. So he drops her off and basically leaves, and they're kind of done. But he comes back, and a year later they have a New Year's baby.
Which I don't know, that's the only part of this movie that I fundamentally didn't love, is that we had this whole process, this character development arc where they're realizing family's important. You know, we should be coming around for Christmas. Maybe we can start our own family. Then we find out a year from now, they decided to start their own family. But they're still in the same boat where they lie to their family all the time.
Yeah, I think it's kind of on a level of selfishness, really. Because it's like, oh, I still don't want to deal with my family because they're just too much and chaotic. But it's like you went through this whole process the previous year about learning that your family is still a loving group, but you're just not willing to get there. Like this movie you're right.
Was great. I felt like we just needed a more pleasing payoff there. And don't get me wrong, like the ending was fine. It just kind of broke character for me a little bit. Like we had this big arc and then no payoff.
Yeah, because I was almost expecting them all to be in the waiting room with like balloons and teddy bears and all the kids and like just waiting for them, just being so excited about it. And yet it's like, no, we didn't tell them. Nobody knows that we were even pregnant for the last 9 months because we never see them.
Even though we had this this really poignant trip last year, we decided to just go back to our old shit and not tell them anything.
Yeah. Quick facts. During the dinner scene, Reese Witherspoon was hit in the face with a ceramic plate and had to go to the hospital to get 5 stitches.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this delayed the shooting for 3 days. In the church scene, Vince Vaughn's father, Vernon Vaughn, makes a cameo in the film. He's sitting directly behind Reese Witherspoon. Another fun fact, he's been in a few of Vince's movies, including Swingers, Maid, and The Breakup. A lot of the scenes in the movie were improvised. This could be partly because the movie started productions during the 2007-2008 Writers Guild of America strike, and no further changes could be made to the script during filming.
Oh my God, that's so interesting. Wow.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you. Yeah. Supposedly, Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon didn't get along while filming, but nobody knows why. So much so that afterwards, Vince didn't even promote the film. During production, several stories from the Daily News leaked that there was tension on set, and there was gossip saying how their personalities clashed, saying that Vince rolls onto set in the morning looking like he just came in from a night out, while Reese arrived early looking camera ready. Then Reese tries to force Vince into blocking out each scene and running through their lines as Vince tries to convince her that he's an ad-libber and wants to play around and see where the scene goes.
So I'm very displeased that they did not have a good time together on set. With that said, everything you described sounds exactly how I envision both Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, so it was so tense that Reese even refused to film a sex scene with Vince.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So all 4 cast members playing the parents are Oscar winners.
Yes.
Robert Duvall, he won in Tender Mercies in 1983. Sissy Spacek in 1980's Coal Miner's Daughter, John Voight in 1978's Coming Home, and Mary Steenburgen in 1980's Melvin and Howard. As well, Reese Witherspoon won an Oscar for Best Actress in Walk the Line in 2005. So there was a star-studded cast.
So Vince Vaughn has not, I guess he hasn't really done many drama roles. So.
No, and really, let's be honest, rom-coms don't win, unfortunately, which I think they should.
Also, if you noticed any of those names sound weird, Sarah had about 5 outtakes trying to figure out how to say everybody's name. So
I know, I'm sorry in advance.
We're going to roll with it.
Yeah. According to the director, the film's subject is the difficulty all people have in reconciling who they are and the person they're supposed to be. This is why it's so hard to spend Christmas with one's family. He also felt that Christmas overall was great for comedy. So for character development, the director, Seth Gordon, created a very detailed timeline of each of their lives. Not sure if you remember this, but in the TV show Friends, Jon Favreau plays Monica's billionaire boyfriend, Pete.
Yes.
They break up in the show because he wants to become an ultimate cage fighter.
No!
So I guess his dream came true because in this movie, he plays a cage fighter.
Whoa, time out. So we are saying that Four Christmases lives in the same universe as the hit TV show Friends?
I would like to say with a name change, yes, it does.
This is monumental.
Game changer.
Woo-hoo!
So I didn't know this until I was doing my research for this movie, and you also enlightened me. But Jon Favreau has directed the following films.
Oh, get at me.
Elf.
Yes.
Iron Man and Iron Man 2.
He also acted in those.
The Jungle Book in 2016. And The Lion King in 2019, to name a few. For all you video game lovers out there, when Brad is introduced to Jim, Kate's brother-in-law, he's playing a video game and it can be recognized as Donkey Kong by the sounds. Jim is played by Steve Wiebe, and he was the subject of a director's documentary, The King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters, which was about his quest to get the all-time high score on Donkey Kong.
I actually remember hearing about this. That's really cool.
Really?
Yeah, genuine.
Oh, well, he's in it. Best scene.
Oh, there's only one. I mean, I shouldn't say that. There are many really, really great scenes in this movie, but...
The one that takes the cake.
The church scene where Pastor Phil is looking for two people to play Mary and Joseph.
Because the other two had gotten sick.
And Kate's mom picks Brad as Joseph and Kate as Mary. This scene...
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Is peak Vince Vaughn. Like 30 years in the future, when my grandkids ask, what's the deal with this Vince Vaughn guy? If YouTube still exists, I don't know. We might just speak videos into each other's eyeballs at that point. But I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them this scene. The level of disregard he has for his counterpart, being Kate. Like when he's like, we're losing the crowd, we got to do something. And he just blurts out his line, This child
is a blessing to the both of us.
It's a blessing to the both of us. I love it. I love him so much in this scene.
Yeah, he takes the role of Joseph very seriously. And baby Jesus, Bernard is his real name, is the world's biggest baby.
Oh, that's a giant baby.
I mean, Brad steals the show. Like, okay, I relate to Kate during this scene.
Okay.
I feel like you relate to Brad in this scene.
Well, there's a performance happening.
Yes.
You need to be on the ball.
Which is very much so, like, I think right up your alley.
So are you saying you would get some stage fright and forget your lines?
Thank goodness I memorized yours too.
Would.
And I would need to save you because I memorized both of our lines.
I mean, I don't know if
welcome.
Save is the right word. Steal the show, maybe.
I saved the show.
Oh, goodness.
Because it was going down the toilet.
Are you really channeling Brad right now? Because you're saying you saved the show.
I think Vince Vaughn and I are basically the same guy.
Okay. So, yeah, like, I definitely relate to her because I would definitely, I'm much more like, behind the scenes kind of gal, and the people up front can do that.
And you don't know how to swaddle a baby, apparently.
Okay, he was wearing that swaddle on his waist, like on his hip. He had that, and she's like, Brad, you're wearing the swaddle. He goes, I don't even know what he said, but like, oh my God, I was pretty much crying at that point, laughing so hard. That scene is
Give me the child, unfit mother.
Oh, yes.
This child's life is now in jeopardy. Unfit mother, give me this baby.
Don't blame her. She knows not what she does.
Okay.
Let me swaddle this child.
I'll swaddle this baby. And I, Joseph, will protect this child. Forgive her, son, for she knows not what she's done.
I'm assuming that is something that you rewatched like multiple times just because it was so good.
Also, just to be fair to Brad, somebody's got to carry that performance.
Oh, and it was definitely him. Honorable mentions.
We've already talked about these two, but Jon Favreau and Tim freaking McGraw. So we chatted about Denver and Dallas, kind of making it their mission to torment their taller and less physically aggressive brother. But Jon Favreau, He's great in all the movies he's in, but he might have the best delivery in this movie outside of Vince Vaughn, and I think those two played off each other so brilliantly.
I agree. The scenes where he shows up and the brothers basically tackle him, like, that was hilarious.
Well, and the taboo scene where he's staring at Vince Vaughn, eating the chicken wings, and Brad's like, "Are you just going to stare at me?" And he just keeps on like sucking the marrow out of the bones. And then he's still eating them while he's playing taboo, which I find really
still
funny.
Wins.
Yeah, he still wins. They crush it. And as well, you know how I feel about musicians who try to act. 95% of the time doesn't really work out. Like Taylor Swift, love her music, not great. Justin Timberlake, he's serviceable at times. A few misses, I think we can agree.
He's good.
He's fine.
Leave him be.
Drake may be one of the few who doesn't consistently suck.
When did he act?
Degrassi. There's Jimmy on Degrassi. That's
oh
a
my
Canadian
God,
classic.
that's
Come
right. On. Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Well, whatever they get him to do on Saturday Night Live, you normally
Yeah. But I totally forgot about Degrassi. Oh my God, he was on that show for a really long time.
Yeah. And then we have Tim McGraw, who's been in a few things. He only had like 4 or 5 lines in this, but at no point did I think, oh, that's Tim McGraw there. I actually believed, oh, that's Dallas. That's Orlando's psychopath brother. He made the character believable.
100%. Like I said, I had no idea that he wasn't even in the movie. I thought he was an actor.
Right. And most of the time when musicians try to act, it's like, oh, that's Nick Jonas. You're not like, oh, that's some other guy. You just, oh, there's...
Yeah, it was actually,
Taylor Swift.
It was refreshing. It was nice because when I found out, I was like, no shit. That was Tim McGraw.
And then
cool.
you see it, you're like, oh, it is Tim McGraw.
Yes. I was like, okay, that's awesome.
So big ups to him. He made the character believable. He pulled it off. Good
Absolutely,
job.
yeah. My honorable mentions are Brad's mother, Paula. So if I was single at her age, I'd like to...
What are you about to say right now?
Well, live her life.
Describe live your life.
Be a little bit of a, a hippie, easygoing boyfriend that's younger.
Oh my God. You want to bang one of your children's childhood
friends?
No,
that's gross. No, not that part of it.
That's what you're implying.
No,
right?
No, not that part.
How it took you so long to... You just said
I was like,
bang some
oh,
younger
yeah.
guy.
No.
That's what you said.
Yeah, but
we
not...
can rewind.
Not my son's friends. No.
Okay.
Just generally.
That was kind of suspect. I'm going to be honest.
That was not sus.
Yeah, that was kind of sus.
And Pastor Phil. I wish I had more of him in this movie.
Yeah, he wasn't really in there. He was kind of like an enigma. They talked about him a lot, but we only see him
in the church scene. And he was great in the church scene, but I want to know more about him, because I feel like he could have brought a lot to the table. Like I said, I don't think the movie was about the parents or their significant others, but he was a really interesting character that I don't think they dove into enough,
What should have been?
I have no what should have been, because I don't really know if anything should have been different.
Oh yeah, many things should have been different. Number one, the critics should have been nicer about this movie.
Fair enough.
This movie did come out alongside Twilight.
I really can't say anything because I did read all the Twilight books.
Did you watch the movies in theater?
I don't know if no, I didn't watch them in theater. I didn't watch them all in theaters. No,
because this one got smacked at the box office, most likely because it came out alongside.
Oh, definitely.
Twilight.
Yeah.
I think this movie should have come out 12 years later. If you're doing the math, yes. Today, this year, I think it's even more relatable now.
Especially in the world we live in now. For the most part, the jokes aged very well.
Yeah. And the biggest what should have been is that you and I should currently be planning...
A trip to Fiji?
No.
Oh.
No. We should be planning when to do the Wedding Crashers podcast.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
Because, so I'll tell you, I was grabbing clips for this pod. One specific clip, I was kind of recording it. I looked away from the computer and it rolled into the next one. And it was a Wedding Crashers one. And it was even it was maybe the 7th best scene in Wedding Crashers. It wasn't even one of the...
the top tier.
No. And it was still so funny. Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson playing off each other. Amazing. I think we should plan very, very soon to do Wedding Crashers. Or if you have any thoughts on what we should do next, let us know. And if it's Wedding Crashers... please let us know.
Yeah, they're actually in talks of doing Wedding Crashers too.
Oh, shut up.
Legit. I know, right?
I don't love that.
Why hurt a classic? Isla Fisher said she'd 100% be on board for it.
Yeah, but what's she going to do, though?
The same character.
Like, we're having another wedding, and is she with Vince Vaughn still,
Probably, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'm going to need some convincing on that. I don't love it.
Okay.
Thirst factor.
Vince Vaughn, 7.6 out of 10. Reese Witherspoon, 8.6 out of 10.
Reese Witherspoon, how do we feel about the bangs? They're very...
Oh, I like the bangs.
Mid-2000s bangs.
Totally. Bangs, they ebb and flow. Right now, they're flowed. They're not ebbing. Like, they're not in. Like, but I feel like, they can make a comeback at any point.
I've heard a lot of people use the ebb and flow analogy, but I never heard somebody continue on it. Where they're like, sometimes you flow, sometimes you ebb. Right now we're in a flow. Are you okay? Did you die? Yeah, I agree with both those. Is Vince Vaughn attractive? Like, he's tall.
So,
we all know he's tall.
He's tall, which is awesome. His dry sense of humor and his sarcasm and his delivery, I think, is what makes him more attractive.
Yeah. Rewatchability.
Okay, so in the holiday movie world, 8 out of 10. 7.4 out of 10 in normal rom-com world.
Ooh, harsh, Sarah.
I know, sorry. I'm just being real.
I'm going to say like a 9 out of 10 in the holiday world. 8.4 in normal time. I think this is a really good movie. I'm really upset looking back to see what the critics said about it. Take the stick out of your eye, okay?
I agree.
It's a funny movie.
They were too harsh because this is a really funny movie. The jokes... I could hear you howling,
oh man, I was
laughing
dying
when you were watching the movie, and I was like, "Oh, he's really liking this one."
And maybe it's because we had a span of time that didn't end that long ago, where romantic comedies were kind of gone.
Yeah.
So rewatching romantic comedies, especially like this one, it's like, wow, why do you not like this? This is good. If you just want easy, fun, a compelling plot to a point, like I don't want to think too much about it. I want to see two people. Understand the dynamic, see some character development, have lots of laughs on the way. Great.
I think critics are too hard on rom-coms.
Yeah.
Because I think they're used to, or they want to see the dramas and the actions and go from there, when a rom-com is just a nice, easy movie to watch.
It's like how all these directors and like the Academy Awards hate Marvel movies and they hate superhero movies. But they make so much money and people love them.
And that's what people want to see.
That's what I want to see.
Why are you so against them,
Yeah.
Get on board. Jump on the ship. Let's go.
I don't remember which director said it, but he's like, Marvel movies are horrible cinema. Yeah, but I like watching it. So does that actually, I think that means it's probably good cinema.
Yeah.
Really.
Isn't the whole point to make movies so that people come and pay money to watch them?
I think if hundreds of millions of people are going to see this movie, it's not bad cinema. You're just really out of touch.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been the Rom-Com Rewind of Four Christmases. If you are listening to us on Spotify right now, please hit the follow button so you're updated on new episodes. Apple Podcasts, subscribe, leave a review. We love to read those. In fact, the next episode, we will read one to you because we kind of forgot this time.
We did have one comment. At the end of the year, end of December, we will be doing a roundup of all the movies that we've done so far.
Yeah, we should list the scores we gave every movie.
Yeah.
And follow us at Romcom Rewind, actually.
On Instagram. Thanks for listening.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.